Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Eastern Alliance Era 1 medium tank, the T44a. Now this is the entry Era 1 medium tank for the Eastern Alliance branch that goes up to the T72BU in the end. And as you may be well aware, I do have a free-to-play account, so this is another free-to-play adventure replay, really, or video. Because both of these games were both played on the free-to-play on stream. Because we do play the free-to-play all on stream so that you get to see every single game that happens on it. And so we are in the T44a. Now, naturally, that means that we have only the standard repair kits. We don't have a very good crew. We don't have very much equipment either. Just because that's the way it is. I mean, the reality of the free-to-play is we literally just don't spend any gold. That's pretty much it. So if we'll play the game how we can. If we can play it sustainably, that's the way to do it with the free-to-play, is playing sustainably. And we don't spend any real money on this account whatsoever. So obviously gold we build up naturally through the season passes and stuff like that. We will spend. And we'll definitely spend it on getting other season pass, because that's the way to do it. But I'll have to get there eventually, because I don't get a chance to stream all that often, and it depends on when they obviously do new content and that sort of thing as to whether I stream the free-to-play or stream the new content. It is what it is. So, what do I run in terms of a crew on the T44a, or what would I run on a crew on the T44a? And that is, I'd run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Trap Mechanic, and Rapid Aim. Rapid Aim to make the turret traverse as good as possible, because the turret traverse is quite slow on the T44a. All three gun perks to make this gun as good as it can be, because this gun can be a little bit derpy at times. And yeah, that's just generally what I'd run. I mean, in terms of situational awareness, you could also drop situational awareness quite easily and run something else like clutch braking to make your track traverse better. Or, you know, there's many things that you could run instead of that, realistically, if you wanted to. Or off-road driving to help the ground resistances. Anything really, because you don't have to focus too much on your view range in Cold War, because obviously naturally you can see things physically and stuff like that. But it's completely down to how you want to set it up. But that's just how I'd set it up if I had a fully upgradable crew on the tank, pretty much. But what in reality do I run in terms of a crew on this tank into these two replays you're going to see? Well, all I run is Sixth Sense and Born Leader. That's it. These two replays are both played with a 2-skill crew, Born Leader and Sixth Sense. And this first replay is... Actually, no, I think I have the same equipment set on both, actually. And that is that I run the Advanced Loader, Vertical Stabilizers, and I'd run Vents. So I'd run Vents to maximise the DPM, essentially, the tank, because the reload feels a little bit slow sometimes for this 300 Alpha, so I'd want to make it... Or 320 Alpha, I should say. So I'd want to make it really, really good. So I'd run Vents to make everything about the tank better, and it'd also make the accuracy and the aim time better too. You know, all that good stuff. So which is why I just want to make everything else better with Vents. Again, you could run traction system to go faster. You know, there's plenty of things you could do on the tank to make it better in different ways. But that's just what I'd run. But on this tank, I actually run the vertical stabilizers and only the advanced loader. So only the vertical stabilizers and the advanced loader in these two replays that you're going to see. And that's because the gun was doing my head in. And I just want to make my DPM better, essentially, make the grind in T44. Because the thing is, the actual grind of this T44a is pretty long. It takes you quite a while to get through it. Because, I mean, I'm only, I think, at the minute, if I was to look at my T44a on the free-to-play, I've still got another 56,000 XP to go, which is quite a few games. So, when you're putting equipment on tanks like these Cold War ones, especially when you get into tanks that are tier 8 and above as well, and some tier 7s, to be fair, if you're in World War II, that's where you start to think about putting equipment on tanks, because you know that's where the grind is going to get absolutely real, and that's where it's worth the investment. Whereas when you're putting equipment on tanks that are on, like, say, tier 5 and tier 6 in World War II, or even below that, it's not worth spending the outlay, because you're only going to get half of that silver back, and... Well, at the end of the day, the grind at that point is pretty quick. You get through it really, really quickly. Whereas, like, let's say, you know, you're grinding over 100,000 XP on this sort of thing. It's best to just put the outlay in, and especially in Cold War, where you make the silver back very, very quickly, you do make the silver back very, very quickly for putting the equipment on. So it's well worth putting that on. And to make my life easier in this tank, if you get things that really are frustrating, like the gun handling was frustrating without the gun stabilizer, and the DPM was a little bit slow without the advanced loader, I just feel like you may as well have the investment, make life easier for yourself, and put that on. Especially, that's if you have enough silver, which when you have stuff like Silver with Interest event on, which is on right now, you will make bucket loads. And that's why I run that, what I have done on the T44a. And that first game, as you can see, we got the epic victory. We've come second, 3.9k damage, 1400 assistance. We still made 200,000 silver on without the premium account, which is quite nice. Ace tanker and the 1515 base XP. Nice game for the T44a there, with only like 2 equipment pieces and the 2 skilled crew. And yeah, that's why it's quite nice to play the free-to-play, because you play differently to how I would obviously naturally play my standard account, because the standard account would obviously have the full reusable repair kits and have the full skill crews and all that sort of stuff, and it makes grinding really, really nice. Whereas grinding is a little bit more of a pain on this free-to-play because of the fact that naturally you don't have the reusable repair kits, because they cost, you know, that's basically, that would have cost me an extra 40,000 silver for that game. Or is it 40,000? It's not even that anymore, because they're not 20,000 anymore, they're 10,000. 20,000, half that. 20,000, it would cost me an extra 20,000 silver, which, to be fair, in Cold War I can do. World War II, not so much, because that would make me run negative silver all the time. I can run food, though, because naturally you're only spending 13,000 credits on silver at 13,000 silver, I should say, on consumables, English. So you can actually make silver quite easily by doing that, and especially in Cold War you make absolute bank. And to be honest, I'm still, when I'm playing Cold War and I'm grinding in Cold War, I'm definitely maximising my profits as much as I possibly can, because it helps me also grind in my World War II section as well, right? It helps fund all that, and it's far cheaper to buy tanks and stuff in World War II as well than it is in Cold War. Cold War's like, oh, you want this gun? That's 3 million silver. Thank you very much for that game. You know, that kind of stuff. So, we're in the second replay. And the second replay, we are on this map, which is, you know, a map. It's a map. It's definitely a map. El Alamein! There we go. Got there in the end. And we have pushed across to this position here at F5. And that is because at this position at F5, naturally, as you can see, we can see the enemy tanks that are camping along here along their K line, and we can keep getting shots into them. So we got a nice shot there into the 4005, and our 4005 absolutely pooped all over theirs, which is always great. We went for the cupola there on what is, I assumed, a M48A5 PL, because that's what I assumed it was over there, because obviously I can't spot it. Then the Type 773 pops out, so we try and pop a shot at him, and unfortunately we end up missing that shot, because he just pulls back just in time. But I decided, okay, that M48 was starting to look at me. I might need to start looking at other things elsewhere. And we're just looking to see if we can find any shots at these guys over here, but we're not quite seeing it. We're just going to decide to go after this light tank. Because the light tank gets spotted, we may as well try and go after this M24. Because we can basically pick on the M24 and kill him in 2 shots, which is nice. He's trying to get his turret back on us. He does get a shot into us, but we do actually get to shut down the M24 Chaffee there. Now the Chaffee's gone, that's good. We're going to try and angle up to see if we can get another shot at anything that was camping along that K-line, see if anything was still there, essentially. And I don't really see anything, so the thought is, okay, I don't really see out there, so let's see if we can push across a bit on their side and see if we can find anything else, and we can push aggressively. And there we go. Always scan your ridge lines. We end up spotting what looks like an M46A1. Unfortunately, we end up bouncing off his turret front, because that is one thing about the T44A that can be a little bit annoying at times in this era, is that you got 190 pen on the standard rounds and 330 on the heat. Now, the heat rounds, absolutely fantastic. You're going to pen everything you're going to face in Era 1 with 330 heat. But the 190 AP round is a little bit of a letdown at times, if I'm honest, and can be a right pain in the backside. Especially when, to be honest, I think it's the lowest pen in entry Era 1, right? Or so far as I've played, because the M46A1 gets 234 pen. The T34 isn't quite entry era, but that's 271. But like the TVP88 has 241 on one of its guns, and I think it's another 220 or 230 on its best gun. And the Batchat has pretty decent pen as well. Or should I say the SHAR 25T that we just shot there. So, yeah, the 190 pen's a little bit low for the T44A on standard. I wish it was a bit more like 210, because when you're going against some of the stuff like T34s and like M103s, it really starts to hurt. And really starts to not pen things at times, and it can be a little bit frustrating, especially when you're shooting at stuff at distance as well, like M48s. That's where it really does start to tell too, and whereas the other tanks don't really struggle too much with penning those tanks. So I just wish it does have that a little bit. So far, this game is not going well. It is 6-4 and we are losing the game. Not good times. Nope. Not good times. In fact, it's now 6-3. So what we need to do is try and help the team out. And, well, if we can get rid of this NM116, that would be glorious. Unfortunately, we try and snap the shot and we miss. But he's taken the long route up, which means hopefully, yes, we can shut down the NM116. The NM116 is gone. The SHAR-25T is now in a position that's kind of awkward. But if we can get a shot into him to put him down to a one-shot, that'd be great. But unfortunately we miss, because the T44a is derpy at times and a little bit frustrating because of that. So unfortunately we missed the SHAR-25T, but I know there was also a SHAR-25T coming in behind me, and that T44a that just got spotted and tried to put a shot into us. Now the SHAR-25T comes up and gets a shot in, and we are just going to keep running. We try to see if we can get a shot into that T44a, and it goes in. Look at that, glorious. So we get a shot in that puts the T44a down a little bit. They are capping currently, so we have to go after the cap. We have to try and get away from the SHAR-25T that was behind us, that we saw earlier on, that tried to shoot us from the position at about F7. And there we go. We end up seeing what is in the cap. I decided, okay, we've just got to try and reset the cap. We're going to ignore the SHAR-25T. I'm going to assume that other one that was up at F3 is reloading. So now we're just popping shots at this TVP. I'm trying to stay hidden as much as possible, so it makes it hard for him to realise where I am and pinpoint it. But clearly he knows exactly where he is. And this guy's doing the wrong thing. I've reset him. I'm not sure why he's bothered to stay in the cap. If someone resets you in the cap and clearly can see you in a cap, just stop capping. You may as well start going towards them, because at that point, if they can keep safely resetting you, they're just going to keep resetting you. So don't ever stay in the cap in that situation. Just go, okay, they've reset me, get out and try and attack them. Or get yourself safe, because that's the way you're going to have to do it. So the M103 pops a shot into the TVP 50/51, which means he's now basically a one-shot for me, and we shut it down. And that wasn't a bot, by the way. I did have to check after the... I did check after the game. That wasn't actually a bot. Quint Carrion, that is definitely a bot name, but it's not a bot. So, yeah. We shut down the TVP, who was capping, and we're up to 5.1k damage with 165 assistance. The M46A1 gets him self-spotted, and I'm having to be a little bit careful because I don't want to get SHAR-25T'd, because that's not going to go too well, because he's still lurking somewhere. Well, there is one lurking somewhere that we don't want to get shut down by. But we do get a shot in to trap the M46A1 in place, and because the M103 now gets a shot into him, that means we can shut down that M46A1. We're now looking to see if that T44A was somewhere on the horizon. Couldn't quite see him. I'm thinking, okay, I need to try and stick with this M103. Then the SHAR-25T appears, and thank goodness me we hit that shot on the move. Hit that shot on the move, but puts it... that bat chat, or the SHAR-25T, I keep calling it a bat chat, into the... Well, we put the SHAR-25T down to a 3-shot for us now, and this is where we do have to be careful. The T44A gets spotted. Fantastic. As you can see, I'm using the camera to keep an eye on what the SHAR-25T is doing, and realistically, the SHAR-25T has made a mistake, and that is that SHAR-25T should have attacked me to clip me out. But the M103 has come up, which is also why they hesitated. I wouldn't have been able to do this without the M103's help, which is great. This is what you call teamwork. And now that SHAR-25T misses his shot, we got the shot into him. He's a one-shot. We make sure, slap that shot into the SHAR-25T, finish him off. Now we're after the T44a. It's like, hello, friend, you've missed. Good night, sweet prince. Good night. And we finished the game with a really great total for the T44a. Always great to have this sort of game with a free-to-play when you've only got like 2 crew skills. It feels even better when you've only got 2 crew skills and not the full equipment load up and stuff. And finished with the 6 kills, 6.9k damage, 627 assistance, the ace tanker, the top gun, the high caliber, the eagle eye for the most damage in the game on unspotted targets, and finished with 2,033 base XP. A really great game for the T44a in Era 1. And I say it's always nice to have that sort of game with tanks that you don't have the best equipment or crew set up. But yeah, that's the T44a, and that's another free-to-play adventures video for you right there. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
A great success!